Welcome to Pemberley Farm. Well, today we are going to make cinnamon raisin bread. Now, you see that I've got my dough. It has risen. Make sure you see that. Now, I'm not telling you how to make the bread dough because we have a video from a couple of years ago that says let's make bread. And so for a step-by-step and how to do this dough and make bread, Ashley will put a link in the cards and in the description below, and you can go back and watch that. It's very easy. I've had a lot of comments. That is our most popular video, and it's had nearly 80,000 views, which for us is a lot. And so anyway, it's an easy recipe and turns out really good. But there's a lot of things you can do with that dough. And so today what we're going to do is make cinnamon raisin bread out of that recipe. So I'm showing you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put flour on my counter because I'm going to roll it out. Now, if you only wanted, now this recipe is will make 2 loaves. If you only wanted 1 loaf of cinnamon raisin bread, you could make a loaf of cinnamon raisin and just a regular loaf of bread, which is pretty yummy. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to punch down my bread from this first Raisin. Okay. And then I'm going to separate it in half. And I'm going to plop it down right here. And I've got to get my handy dandy rolling pin out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of, all right, and just roll it out. Now we also have how to make cinnamon rolls using this recipe. So if you're interested in using and making cinnamon rolls from your bread recipe, you can go, there's another video on that. I'll get Ashley to link that, and it will show you how to do cinnamon rolls using this recipe. But it's an easy recipe. Like I said, I've had many comments saying how easy this recipe was and how much they appreciated that it was not complicated. Alright, so alright, that's basically all there is to it. So I'm going to clean up my hands a little bit because they had oil on them from the dough. Get rid of that. Alright, now I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of brown sugar on this. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Now, if it was cinnamon rolls, it'd be a whole lot more. Okay. And then I'm going to sprinkle, it's not cinnamon raisin bread without the cinnamon. So I'm going to put cinnamon. Okay. All right, and then raisins. And just sprinkle them over it. Now, if you like lots of raisins, put lots of raisins. If you don't like lots of raisins, don't put lots of raisins. If you just want just a little bit of them, you know, it's up to you. That's the, you know, and if you don't want to put the brown sugar on it at all, don't do that. It's just left up to you. You could just use the cinnamon and raisins. But for like a breakfast toast, you know, it would be pretty good. All right, I'm not going to put any more. That's enough for me. I like raisins all right, but I'm not a humongous fan of raisins. All right, so now what I'm going to do is roll it. Okay, I got it a little too wide, I'll tell you that, you know. I'm not going to Alright, so now I'm going to kind of get it all tucked in. And we're going to put it in our loaf pan. All right, so we've got them both now in their pans, in their loaf pans, and we're going to cover them up until they rise up to just above the edge of the pan. It won't take very long. This recipe rises really easy and really quick, and so that's what we're going to do. And when it gets ready to put in the oven, we'll come back, but I will tell you that you're going to preheat your oven to about 380 degrees. Now, it usually takes around 25 to 30 minutes for this to bake, so we'll see. Because this other ingredients are inside the loaf, it may take a little bit longer, but we'll see when we'll check them at 25 minutes, and then we'll know whether to let it go a little bit longer or not. So they're still a little bit warm, but everybody in the other room is having a fit for some cinnamon raisin bread. So I've got my handy dandy bread knife, and I'm gonna cut it. You know, there's nothing that says home like the smell of home-baked bread. Oh, and this is way too warm. All right, it's way too warm to have cut it, but you get the idea. Now, this one also has way too big an air pocket. I did not roll it tight enough. And so that happens sometimes. But it would not be quite as bad if I had not cut it and it's still way too warm. So anyway, mistakes and all, problems and all. Listen, I have people message me on the bread dough recipe for this bread, and they say, mine didn't turn out, it doesn't look like yours, you know, I don't know what I did wrong. Well, I've been making bread for 50 years, and sometimes it just happens that way. So don't get discouraged. My loaves don't always turn out perfect every time, okay? So anyway, we'll let this cool a little bit more before we cut any more. And anyway, thank you for dropping by to watch. We appreciate you. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Sharing helps our channel grow. And also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are Pemberley Farm Homestead. Now go bake you some bread. God bless you from Pemberley Farm.